the point is, at some point you have to sit down and get strategic and realize, okay, I'm going to work hard. That's the pillar of everything. That's always going to be there. That's never going away. You have to put the work in. You can't cheat the process. You can't take shortcuts. It doesn't exist. All the overnight successes we see are a decade in the making, right? So that doesn't exist. That has to be there. But how do we work smarter? How do we actually implement strategies? How do we invest in areas of our business where we can exponentially increase the growth? How do we duplicate ourselves? How do I duplicate myself so that I can't buy time, right? I have 24 hours in a day. I have 168 hours in a week. I can't change that. But what can I do? I can hire 5 more people. So now instead of 168 hours in a week, my business actually has 168 times 5 in a week. Time hasn't changed. Time is still the same thing that's constantly going, right? But what I did is I bought time by adding people to my team, by delegating responsibilities, by scaling my business, by doing more in the same allotted time. So there's just different strategies, different things you can think about. And you have to do that for every aspect of your business, right? So in any business, doesn't matter if you're a salesperson within a company or if you run your own business, you have to be aware of all this. The greatest sales professionals, the greatest closers that do well, that are constantly winning. I give you guys examples all the time from different companies I've been a part of and whatnot. But the ones that common themes that I've seen is they take a high level of responsibility for everything within that business. If I had a cheat code, if I had to share with you guys a cheat code that got me to the top of the corporate world and all these companies that I was in, and some of the cheat codes that are taking higher levels of responsibility than everybody else, treating that business like it's your own, really every aspect of it, right? Doesn't matter if you work within a company. So if you're doing that, you have to realize every business has sales, it has marketing, right? It has fulfillment. What actually gets to your prospect, to your client? When, let's say they say yes, the deal is closed. Okay, great. If you have nothing to give them, that's not good news. You're in trouble now, right? So fulfillment, of course, is huge. And then there's the back end. On the back end, if you're running a business, there's a lot on the back end. If you're a sales professional, maybe it's just your commission or your gross and everything that you're getting on the back end, whatever it might be, right? But those 4 aspects are elements of every single business. So at some point, the grinding is all great. That's got to be there regardless. You got to sit down and look at, okay, when I'm marketing, branding, promoting myself or my brand or my company, what are some strategies I need to implement here that I'm going to work on consistently? And by the way, give it enough time, usually at least 90 days, 3 months or so, to come to fruition, to see some results, right? And when I'm looking at the sales aspect of it, how can I tweak my sales process? How can I qualify my clients better? How can I tweak my prospecting? Let's just even go back a step. How can I tweak my prospecting strategies so I can prospect better? How can I get into the circles where my ideal clients congregate, where my ideal clients are there already, right? How can I get into those networks, those circles, going back to what Seth was talking about, improving your prospecting strategies, right? Then how can I qualify better? How can I have a system where I can get in front of these prospects? When I'm talking to them, what are some things that I need to have? What does my sales process need to look like? What are the main problems my ideal clients have? And how can I provide the solutions for those? How can I predict those main pain points and problems in advance, right? Then how do I actually handle the common objections that I get in my industry, with my product, with my service? With most companies, most businesses, most products, you're probably getting 7, 12 at most objections. Like these are like at the highest end of it, that are, you know, real objections that you get all the time that are common, right? It probably all boils down to 3 to 5 objections that you really get all the time. They're all kind of branches of each other, right? So how can I be prepared for all of that and, you know, be versatile enough to handle and navigate these waters in my sales process to be able to still close the deal over it, right? So you want to look at all those aspects. And then the fulfillment. If you're running a business, what's the fulfillment aspect of my business? What's the customer getting? You know, how are they being handled? How is there support available for them? You know, how is the product being shipped to them? Whatever it might be, right? Then there's the back end of it, right? Which if you're running a business, you have to have your accounting system set up. You have to know what happens on the back end. You have to know, you know, your margins and everything else. If you're a sales professional, you still have to know your business in and out. So those are the 4 elements that you have to have.